So we finally got some information and some updates regarding Halo Infinite Season 2, some other content coming, a bunch of other information regarding, the kind of what the future looks like and the, I guess, kind of timeline for Forge and co-op multiplayer, or co-op campaign rather, and all that good stuff. So we're going to talk about that here in this video. If you guys are new around here, be sure to subscribe so you guys never miss any future content. We talk about the games and play the games here on the channel. Really quick before we jump into it, I will link a video that kind of goes into it a little bit more, but I do apologize that the gaming news has been a little bit slow lately. You probably know that even this Halo Infinite update was a few days ago, kind of like right before the weekend, and I haven't been able to get to it sooner because my health has just been really kind of messed up, man. I don't know, it's really weird. If you guys want to hear the whole thing, I'll link it down in the description below. I did a little update. Also, my hard drives, which kind of crapped out of me, and all my assets are on that I use for editing and things like that. So you might have noticed that some of my edits are not as fancy as they necessarily were, and whatnot. I did get that hard drive cloned, but I haven't been able to put it into my PC yet because I just haven't been feeling the greatest to get that done. So that's kind of how that's been playing out, but I still want to bring you guys videos and content here on the channel. So hopefully those of you guys who enjoy the regular content can bear with me and whatnot. Anyways, let's get into this. I don't want to continue ranting about personal stuff here. We have a video for that, like I said, I'll link down in the description below. But we got a bunch of stuff that's going to be coming. There's a whole blog post, and it's quite a long blog post, honestly, and so we're just going to kind of like highlight certain things. So we'll go ahead and jump straight into it. And they kind of started off by kind of breaking it up into a priority order. So you guys can see it up on screen. They said number 1, addressing issues negatively impacting the player experience. Number 2, completing season 2 and delivering it as promised on May 3rd, which is going to be sooner than later. Continuing work on campaign co-op Forge in season 3 comes in at number 3. We also have a priority 0 that undergirds everything we do, namely team health, with an emphasis on getting ourselves into a sustainable development rhythm so that we can deliver great experiences to all of you while keeping a healthy work-life balance. You got to respect that. At the end of the day, you got to respect that. Priority 0 sometimes means that we sometimes need to move slower than we can move, so that we can move faster later. Frankly, these last few months have been slower than we expected, and we sincerely thank you for your patience as we stay true to the priorities above. So that's kind of what they kind of highlighted at the beginning. And again, you got to kind of respect it because, number one thing that I've said in the past, is the health of the development team, right? That they don't get pushed to the limits. That also smothers the potential and possibility for creativity. You don't have a lot of creativity in those kind of environments. So by all means, and especially someone who, like I just mentioned in the intro, unfortunately suffers with various health issues. I don't want other people kind of putting their health in jeopardy. You should never put your health in jeopardy for anything that's that should be secondary, whether it's work, a job, or different things like that. So health 100% comes first, and that's really commendable. So priority number one, addressing critical issues. I'll throw the whole thing up on screen. You can read through the whole thing if you want to, but just to kind of highlight it, they're talking about known hot list issues. For example, one of them is Spartan career, aka score-based player progression. Examples of unknown issues at launch were vulnerabilities in our anti-cheat system and problems with BTB matchmaking and all those different things that they didn't realize existed until they launched the game at scale. And so they kind of go into things, talking about some items have been addressed and cleared from the hot list. Obviously, for example, the BTB matchmaking, and some have had partial improvements but need more work. For example, anti-cheat, and others are in active development but not yet released, like Spartan career, campaign co-op, and Forge. They're working on a public-facing version of the hot list, similar to what the studio did during the Master Chief Collection updates, so that we all have a clear and constant window into the status of hot list issues as they work to address them. So that's great. In the meantime, you can visit the Halo support website, which remains your best place for all that information. Then I go on into priority number 2, which is shipping season 2. And season 2, of course, coming out on May 3rd. They're very excited about it, and it's called Lone Wolves. And the theme is going to be around the whole idea of lone wolf Spartans that are hunters, right? The trackers. They're resourceful improvisers operating deep in enemy territory without supply or support. So that's kind of the the theme that they're focusing on for season 2. And there's a bunch of concept art as well, which looks really, really cool. They're going to go into a little bit of story. They said Spartan Commander Lorette Ogrina, if I'm pronouncing the name right, probably not, is going to be, as you dive into season 2 story, there's going to be a mix of cinematic, story-themed events, battle pass items, and all that stuff that embodies the Lone Wolves theme. Of course, not everything is going to be specifically for the Lone Wolf theme, but a lot of it is, but they will have other stuff as well, such as the fracture armor that's going to be coming in season 2. Additionally, season 2 will also be shipping playlist updates, balance changes, new modes, maps, specifically one arena map called Catalyst and one big team battle map called Breaker. The new modes include Last Spartan Standing, which is a free-for-all elimination mode, as well as another new mode named Land Grab, plus the return of an updated all-time favorite mode, King of the Hill. So we're going to be getting 3 modes and 2 maps, and you can see the maps up on screen, at least screenshots that they posted. So concept painting for Breaker, which is a new big team battle map coming to season 2, and then a Catalyst, which kind of reminds me of what was that map in Halo 3? I think it was like Cold Storage or something. I don't know if that's the map it reminds me of specifically, but it kind of reminds me of a mixture of that, maybe like Guardian from Halo 3. I'm not really sure, but it looks kind of interesting for sure. But the question at the end of the day is, do we have enough content from that? They said they will have more to share about season 2, maps, modes, customization options, and all that, and narrative content coming in April as their marketing team and promotional campaign kicks into high gear. But again, is this enough content? I mean, season 1 has lasted a long time, and season 2, you're probably going to expect it to last at least probably 4 months as well, maybe up to 6 months. So the question is, 2 maps. I mean, if you don't play big team battle, then typically 1 map. I mean, you got 1 map for the bigger, kind of team-based, playlist, but then you have only 1 new arena map, really, and then 3 modes. 3 modes, all right, that's good. I think that's good, but as far as maps go, I don't think that's enough maps to kind of hold people over long enough. I would like to see a little bit more, if at least another arena map at best, I don't know. That's just me. I feel like, maybe it's not quite hitting enough content. Again, I get it. They have to take the time, but again, you think about the fact that the game was delayed a year as well. I'm trying to kind of play the middle ground here, right? I'm trying to understand from the development side. Okay, I don't want to, I don't want to see developers push themselves to the point where they're starting to be, having health issues and your creativity is basically just smothered. I don't want to see that. On the flip side, like I said, the game's already been delayed a year. There's wasn't a lot of content at launch. I get it's kind of like a game service thing. It's going to be developed over time. And so you're kind of like stuck kind of, thinking like, well, you're trying to be understanding, but at the same time, it's like, it's kind of like on a skimpy side of content. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn, to be honest, personally. You guys can let me know what you think in the comment section below. But, where I sit, it's kind of like, I'm really torn on, I kind of wish there was more content, if you know what I mean. So going on from that, they basically go on to talk about campaign co-op Forge season 3, and campaign co-op's not going to be there at the beginning of season 2, but they're still trying to launch it for later season 2. You can see exactly what they set up on screen. They're basically, they need more time to land a high quality, full featured 4-player network co-op experience in the massive open world of Halo Infinite. And, they're committed to a great 2-player split screen co-op experience on all Xbox consoles. And that kind of makes you wonder, is the Xbox One holding this update back? Would they have had a better time, getting this done and faster if it wasn't for Xbox One? Because I would assume Xbox One is where they're struggling, especially when you take into consideration what they mentioned with Halo 5 and why Halo 5 didn't have split screen. You would assume that maybe that's what's going on there. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Obviously, I don't work at 343, but that's, my best guess is maybe the Xbox One console is holding it back, and that's kind of what's pushing it off a little bit further. But either way, it's coming sometime later season 2 at some point, unless it gets delayed further. As far as Forge, they said they're also making great progress on Forge. We're already flighting Forge to a small group of community creators. Apparently there's been some leaks about Forge, and it looks pretty substantial, and like there's a lot to it. So hopefully that's going to be good. I mean, if they could have at least released Forge sooner than later. They're aiming for season 3, which again, who knows how many months away that is. It's probably not going to be till the fall at least. Forge at least would introduce the opportunity for community playlists, you know, community made maps. You know, there's so much possibility with Forge. So, you know, in my opinion, Forge would be the kind of ideal to get out first before, you know, even co-op campaign, because it gives more, you know, again, it puts creative tools in the hands of the community, and then the community can do with that as they will. It creates more opportunity for the community to kind of play, you know, in various different settings. Like I said, create their own maps, create their own playlists, all this different stuff. The possibilities are endless. Anyways, basically to end all of that off, they said that their next season 1 event, Tactical Ops, starts next week, which should be this week actually, at the time I'm recording this. They said, so get ready or get set for variants on the Tactical Slayer mode, along with new Mark 7 core focused rewards to earn. So that should be an interesting event in and of itself as well. So again, to summarize, Catalyst Arena map, Breaker Big Team Battle map coming season 2, King of the Hill, Land Grab, Last Spartan Standing, Lone Wolves, and then Entrenched Armor Cores. So that's basically everything coming for season 2, which is going to be kicking off May 3rd. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Is it too little, too late? Is it, you know, are you understanding about the process? Are you somewhere in the middle, kind of like me? Where do you stand with all this? Let me know if you guys are still playing Halo Infinite, or if you just kind of, you know, gave up playing on it, or, you know, where you stand. I want to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this one, be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys very soon in another one. Stay safe, stay well, and until then, game on.